Shortly after the release of an audio...
Something's not right. Caitlin Clark was supposed to be the WNBA's golden ticket, a once-in-a-generation athlete, the most talked-about rookie in women's basketball history. She brought millions of new eyes to a league that had been fighting for mainstream relevance for decades. Jersey sales, record-breaking, TV ratings, skyrocketing, social media engagement, off the charts. So why is the league treating her like a threat instead of a savior? Why does it feel like every time Caitlin Clark steps on the court, the referees have already made up their minds? Why does she get pushed, shoved, elbowed, and still the whistle stays silent? It started as fan frustration. Then came the receipts. And now it looks like the WNBA has a full-blown scandal on its hands, one that could shake the entire foundation of the league. This is the story they don't want you to hear. It all started with a quiet upload. Early one Saturday morning, an audio clip began circulating through obscure forums and sports gossip pages. At first, it seemed too outlandish to be real, too damaging to be anything other than a hoax. But the voice on the recording? That was unmistakable. Multiple league insiders confirmed it. The voice allegedly belonged to a senior WNBA executive. The conversation wasn't just casual banter, it was strategic, clinical. It detailed referee assignments, media-friendly stars, and internal incentives for shaping narratives through officiating. It even hinted at off-the-record perks, vacation kickbacks, extra consulting bonuses linked to referees who handled problem players the right way. And according to that recording, the most problematic player on their list? Caitlin Clark. To understand just how serious this is, you have to go back to one specific moment: Fever versus Liberty. The game is tight. Fans are on the edge of their seats. Just a few ticks left on the clock. Fever calls a timeout, down 2. It's the moment every young hooper dreams of: ball in your hands, clock winding down, chance to hit the game winner. Sophie Cunningham inbounds the ball to Clark, who's sprinting around the arc like she's done 100 times before. She stops, sets her feet, and then gets rocked. A hard shoulder, arm across her chest. Her shooting motion is obliterated. The crowd gasps. And then, nothing. No whistle, no foul, no explanation. Just stunned silence. Then the buzzer sounds. Liberty win. Game over. But that wasn't just the end of a game. For many fans, that was the beginning of a very different conversation. People started watching replays, slowing down the footage, rewinding and comparing angles. And what they found was hard to deny. The contact on Clark was blatant. It wasn't just physical. It was violent, the kind of foul that gets called every single time, unless your name is Caitlin Clark. It happened again the very next game. Against the Connecticut Sun, Clark pulled up from deep, launching one of her signature logo threes. As the ball left her hands, veteran guard DeWanna Bonner closed in and clearly collided with her body. Clark lost balance and fell sideways. The ball clanged off the rim. Clark looked up, expecting the whistle. Silence. She turned to the ref, arms raised. Nothing. Another missed call. And it didn't stop there. Against the Seattle Storm, the screens got nastier. Ezi Magbagor lowered her shoulder and body-checked Clark out of the play like it was the NFL. Still no whistle. Later that night, Clark drove to the rim through 2 defenders. She took a hit to the chest, then one to the side, and still managed to get a shot off. But again, the refs kept their whistles in their pockets. At this point, fans weren't just noticing, they were documenting. Fans made highlight reels of uncalled fouls. Sports shows began asking questions. Commentators who had previously stayed neutral started using words like targeted, dangerous, and disrespectful. Clark's games became less about basketball and more about survival. And that raised a chilling question. Was this just bad officiating? Or something more deliberate? Because while Caitlin Clark was being tossed around like a rag doll, another star was getting 5-star treatment. Aja Wilson, the WNBA's reigning MVP, the face of the Las Vegas Aces, and, according to fans, the league's chosen queen. In one matchup between the Fever and the Aces, Wilson stepped to the line a staggering 13 times. 13. The entire Fever squad barely managed half that number. The timing of the fouls was suspicious. Every time Indiana made a run, boom, foul call. Every time Caitlin Clark got hot, boom, turnover. The rhythm was too perfect, Too convenient. And when Wilson was asked about it post-game, she smiled, said the refs let her play her game, and moved on. It was the kind of treatment legends get in their 10th season, not rising rookies who are literally carrying the league on their back. So fans started asking, why is the WNBA bending over backward to protect Aja Wilson while letting Caitlin Clark get bulldozed? That's when people started following the money. Because where there's shady officiating, there's almost always a financial angle. And in the world of modern sports, the biggest money maker? Betting. It's not a secret. The WNBA has official partnerships with sportsbooks. Odds are posted in real time. Props and parlays are updated by the minute. You can bet on who scores first, who fouls out, and yes, even total free throws. And if a referee wanted to influence those bets, they wouldn't need to fix the final score. All they'd need to do is swallow their whistle. That's how Tim Donaghy did it. He was an NBA referee who placed bets on games he officiated or gave tips to others who did. He served 15 months in prison. He insisted he didn't alter the outcomes. But his co-conspirators? They won too often for it to be luck. And the stats from the games Donaghy worked? They told a different story. So now people are wondering, is history repeating itself in the WNBA? At the center of it all stands Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner. Engelbert's leadership has been praised in the past for expanding exposure and locking in TV deals. But now, her silence is becoming a liability. She hasn't addressed the audio leak. She hasn't defended Clark. She hasn't explained the referee's actions. And every day that she stays quiet, the conspiracy grows louder. Coaches have spoken up. Fever head coach Stephanie White called the officiating egregious and cited a -31 free throw differential. Fans have organized hashtags. Protect Clark is trending. Sports writers are publishing open letters demanding transparency. And yet, the league office remains mute. But the damage is already spreading. Sponsors are nervous. Viewership is slipping on games that don't include Clark. The media is circling like sharks. And the idea that the WNBA could be rigged from the top down is no longer a fringe theory. It's a conversation, and if the league doesn't take action soon, if they don't clean house, suspend refs, investigate leadership, this could become the biggest scandal in women's sports history. Because it's no longer about missed calls. It's about fairness, integrity, and the future of a league that's finally getting its shot in the spotlight. And in the middle of the chaos stands Caitlin Clark. Young, resilient, focused. She doesn't complain. She doesn't flop. She just keeps playing. And maybe that's the most infuriating part of all, for those trying to dim her light. Because no matter how many elbows they throw, no matter how many whistles they swallow, they can't stop the one thing they fear the most. Her greatness. The fans see it, the players feel it, the cameras don't lie. So now we ask you, was this a coordinated campaign to protect the old guard of the WNBA? Or is this just incompetence on display? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Share this video so the truth spreads. And hit that subscribe button, because here at Above the Rim TV, we break the stories they try to bury. Until next time, stay sharp, stay loud, and stay ready. We're just getting started.